I'm sweating. I'm right in the middle of getting all this stuff moved. I got a U-Haul up in my front driveway, getting things started unloading. Tried to do it all in one trip. That didn't really happen. I usually try to do a one and done, but having to make a couple trips back and forth here. But yeah, I want to give you guys a little bit of the tour of the house that I purchased. Super excited because I'm not too far away from work. The appraisal came back, and surprisingly was the house, the square footage was larger than what it was originally listed for. This place was, I think, listed at a little over 1,400 square feet. The appraisal came back and indicated that it's actually 1,622 square feet, so that's a plus. So here we got the kitchen. It's a little funky, definitely got to restructure. The overall functionality is kind of weird, like where the stove is wedged between the fridge here, like that's kind of weird. I don't know, feel like we got to open up the space a little bit, but decent sized counter space. Nice Spanish tile everywhere. The walls definitely need some paint. I think I might go with like an agreeable gray and a green basil, and then of course titanium white on the trim. That'll be like a nice earthy, kind of naturalistic, and I want green. Yeah, like a very nice tropically kind of feel, especially since I'll have a lot of animals in here. Yeah, I got a nice little sunroom, got my 150-gallon fish tank in here for now. I'm trying to just keep everything away from the walls because we will need to get in here, like I said, do some painting, do a lot of cleaning. Got to really clean the grout. This house has been on the market for probably about 120 days before I started the purchasing process. So it's collected a little bit of dust, but it's got good bones. When the home inspector came, there wasn't really too many things that were like immediately concerning. Got a nice fireplace here. I might want to repaint the brick because that looks really old. Yeah, all the carpet's got to come out. I think I may attempt to lay some luxury vinyl planking. My mentor at the school that I work at had laid some in her house, and she says it's waterproof, easy to install, pretty affordable, so I might try that out. So down here we got a hallway. We got 2 bedrooms. This house was originally a 3-bed. Now it's a 2-bedroom because the previous owners opened up the 2 back bedrooms and turned it to 1 massive bedroom. Unfortunately, it only has 1 bathroom. Over time, I'll have to maybe see if I can get a hold of a schematic and see where the water lines are and see about planning to put in maybe a half bath if I do that. Over the long run, if I plan to sell the house in the future, having a 2nd bathroom and maybe even reconverting the master bedroom into 2 bedrooms again will definitely increase the property's value. This bedroom is pretty tiny. This is where I suspect I'll probably conduct my slumbers. The brick wall seems a little prison cell-like, so that's a little weird. I may need to figure out something to do with that. And then the master bedroom back here, this is where all the magic is gonna happen. And when I say magic, I mean reptiles. I think I'm gonna have a ball python rack here on my breeding racks, and enclosures. This was 1 bedroom at one point, but then they opened up the wall here and converted it to, well, this portion of the room. So really big master bedroom, nice huge walk-in closet. Yeah, all this carpet's got to come out, luxury vinyl planking, waterproof, probably get the medium to high grade because it'll be able to withstand a lot of weight bearing on top of it and it won't divot over time. But yeah, I just see like large enclosures, huge 8-foot by 4-foot by 2-foot enclosures for maybe, I hope to get some tegus, build huge enclosures for my dumerals, boas. So growing up, I flipped houses with my parents, and when I say flipped houses with my parents, I mean they made me go outside and shovel rocks while my dad did like the drywall and the flooring and like the more technical things. I wasn't interested in it at all growing up. I would much rather be at home all summer long, just sit in front of the computer playing Zoo Tycoon and Roller Coaster Tycoon. I just wanted to play my video games. But now, being a homeowner, it's just all the creative juices are going and flowing. I see a vision for what I want this place to be. But of course, that requires time, energy, and resources. Fortunately, the kind of loan that I have a conventional MFA loan, which is a cool program. I don't know if it's offered all over the place, but my mom's a loan officer and she hooked it up good. So essentially, I really didn't need to put any kind of money down to get into this place. Since I'm a first-time home buyer, I was able to get a loan for $10,000 to go towards all my closing costs. just get me in here. Probably to get in here and moved, my first payment isn't for like 2 months, but I've only really needed to only spend about $500 of my own money to get moved in. All this time I've been really worried and stressed out because with conventional loans, typically you have to put like 5, 10, 15, 20% down just to get moved in. So if I had to put even 5% of my own money down, that's like almost $10,000 right off the bat. So fortunately I was able to retain most of the money that I have in my savings, which I will use to start buying paint, getting new flooring, starting the renovations, and really start making this place what I want it to be. So you better bet we's gonna be getting more animals. So let's get this channel monetized. If you hit that like button, the YouTube algorithm will push my content out to an even larger audience of people. More people, more subscribers. So from the living room here, I have, looks like the previous owners, this used to be like an outdoor patio, but then they converted it into like another room here. I suspect that this will be like the laundry room and my plant room, maybe semi-art studio, have my painting easel and a little workshop here so that I can have some separation. All the living situations I've had over the previous years, it's stressful, man, because like when I come home, like it's my living room, but the living room is also a reptile zoo and art studio, and I feel like I have a million things all over the place, and it's just stressful. So now I can like spread some things out, not feel so claustrophobic. My living room can be my living room, and that's it. And I have an art studio, the animals have their room, and it should just be so much easier to maintain everything. I can't wait to get back into my art projects too, because that's the hard thing. Like being an artist, like I was, for the last, I don't know, 5 or so years, I've been very deterred to want to start any art projects because I got to get all this stuff out, set it all up, and then like somehow get the energy, the flow, the mindset to sit there for a little while, make things, do my art, and then you got to clean it all up, and it's just such a huge process, and I didn't want to destroy my living space. So now my art studio, maybe this room here, I can leave my projects as they are. I don't gotta like constantly keep cleaning and putting everything away, but I can take a break and then come back to it when I need to and not have it intrude on my actual living space. So that's nice. So here we got the backyard. Nice huge backyard. I really love the pavilion here. Gonna be super fun in the summer to hang out back here, invite people over, get a nice patio set, get a grill, do some barbecuing. Got a nice shed back here. That's where I will be breeding feeders for the animals, the rats and roaches and such. Keep them out of the house. Check out the sunroom here. This is where all the critters are. All totally temporary until I get that master bedroom all donezo. I just gotta level floors and lay some luxury vinyl planking. Then I'd say we could start moving all these guys in there. Everyone's kind of got what they need. It's pretty warm in here throughout the day. These guys just got some fresh salad. They got cilantro, collard greens, bell pepper, apple, peach, carrot, and all their minerals and calcium and vitamins. But do they eat it? No. Got all my plants set up. Ball pythons are doing okay. Chip here has shed. Lately it has been pretty humid, and I think something with the rain that we've been getting here has sent a lot of these guys into their shed cycles. Charlie's doing good. Danger Noodle's always hanging out by the front of his tub here. Vegeta's doing good. Looks like he's shed too. Beautiful Hula. She's getting a little bit more size on her. Still not sure if she's quite ready to breed this season. Got another shed from Caviar. Alright, so we're getting some major progress done here on this house as I ripped up the floor, the carpet, ugly carpet from this master bedroom. Under this, I believe, is what they call asbestos tiling. The asbestos tiling, the tile squares are 9 inches, which is pretty common for the universal size they came in back in like the 60s and 70s. Earlier, I don't know, around that time period. And asbestos is pretty nasty stuff. If this is, there's two kinds of this tile. I believe there was friable and non-friable. The friable, if you pick up a chunk and you crumple it with your hands and it turns to a powder, that's really bad. But this stuff, it cracks, it doesn't quite turn into a dust. But I think before I do any more work in here, I need to wear a mask, because asbestos, if the particles get into your lungs, they lodge themselves in there. They never go away apparently, and that could cause like cancer later down the road. You won't see symptoms for it for a while. So pretty nasty stuff to work with. So we're gonna need to get a little bit more gear on here. Once I get the trim and those tack strips removed, clean the floors maybe a little more thoroughly, remove any of the broken pieces of tile that I can without creating more of a harm and mess. And then I'll need to get like a self-leveling kit. There's like this putty that you mix it to like a real creamy consistency, and you pour it all along the floors. You gotta disturb it a little bit so it like really levels itself out. Gravity should settle it all into place and level the floors perfect. Once the floors are completely leveled, then at that point I can start laying my luxury vinyl planking. I had painted the walls basil green and acacia haze. I really like this acacia haze, but here in the master bedroom, I'm not too sold that this basil green is working for this space. So I may paint over this with an agreeable gray, and that might give it a better feeling here. In the smaller bedroom here, this is, I guess, will be my bedroom. It's just a place to sleep. It's not as huge as the master bedroom, but that's gonna be a reptile room, man. They get the big space. But this wall here was like cinder blocks. You could still see like the blocky kind of shape. I've taken some drywall compound, some like putty here. So it's like a silver gray kind of putty, and I get 12-inch, like, I don't know what you call this, a scraper. So I'm getting this tool and filling in all the grooves until this whole wall is completely flush. I have these funky 2 closets in here too. I might do a little bit of demo work, get a sledgehammer and knock out this section here so I just have one long closet. This is the first time I've ever laid floor, and I'd say the process is going pretty darn good. The stuff is actually pretty easy to install. I'm really looking forward to my family coming back to help me. They've all been just having a heyday in Japan. They went to Japan without me, but I had a choice: buy a house and make renovations, or go on vacation. And you know, I'm a science teacher. I have lots of time off throughout the year, so lots of opportunities. Once I get my passport to go and travel. So I figured most important thing right now, buy a house, something that I can really start expanding pre-store companions. Like I said, this is gonna be the reptile room. Figure I'll have my ball python breeding racks right here, get some larger racks to breed, maybe hopefully try boas, blood pythons. I wanna kind of diversify my collection and start maybe breeding things that maybe not so many people are working with. A lot of people are working with ball pythons. So not to say that I don't want to work with them too, but you know, diversity is nice. Yeah, maybe get like a nice center table, little podcast area. Of course, more enclosures. The whole length of this wall, I think, is just gonna be from floor to ceiling, just enclosures. Well, and that's a wrap for today's video. I've got plenty more renovations that I have to do, so much work ahead of me, but I'll keep documenting and posting videos. Hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you are subscribed, you're amazing. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let the YouTube algorithm know people like my videos. Stay tuned for the next build video or whatever I have coming up next. And me and the Pre-Store Companions will see you in the next one.